Good morning, everyone. Today we will be discussing the study conducted by myself, Gabriella Berman, and Dr. Adele, which is titled The Influence of Culture and Lifestyle on the Overall Experience of Tefl Teachers in China. The order of this presentation will be as follows. Firstly, I will provide a brief introduction into how the global COVID-19 pandemic has affected the study. After this, I will introduce the topic of Tefl Tourism, which will be followed by a discussion on the two variables of the study, namely cultural aspects and lifestyle. Hereafter, an outline of the research methodology utilized to conduct the study will be provided. Then we'll be looking at the results found from the primary data collected, constituting the demographic profile of the respondents, descriptive statistics, and then inferential statistics. Lastly, the conclusions and recommendations drawn from the results of the study are noted. Unfortunately, the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic can be felt globally, with the tourism sector taking one of the largest hits. This was attributed to the stringent travel restrictions put in place in an attempt to flatten the rate of infection and spread of COVID-19, which was predicted to cause an estimated 17% decrease in the contribution of travel and tourism towards the global GDP in 2020, and a loss of over 50 million jobs around the world. It was further predicted that the effects of COVID-19 on the tourism industry would be felt for the foreseeable future, which has proven to be true, with there being over 1 billion less arrivals in the year 2 of the pandemic versus pre-pandemic times. Additionally, the World Travel Organization believes that the sector won't recover fully until at least 2024. While the tourism industry has a long way to go in making a full recovery, and the pace of recovery is slow and uneven, it is promising that there has been an uptick in international travel again in 2022. However, the Tefl teaching industry in China is still in trouble, as to date, the country's border remains closed to foreign Tefl teachers, which was not the case when the study was conducted in 2020. It is predicted, however, that the Tefl teaching industry will rebound in years to come, and in the meantime, many Tefl teachers are being employed to teach online. A growing niche tourism sector in China, which can be defined as a native English speaker teaching English to a non-native English speaker, is Tefl Tourism. While there are many motivations behind the decision to pursue a Tefl teaching career, one which has been highlighted is the link to the phenomena of gap years, or a time of experiential learning for normally a year, which is taken by youth after secondary school or before starting a career. Tefl teaching opportunities are available worldwide. However, a location that has become one of the most popular amongst aspiring Tefl teachers is China. The growing popularity of China as a destination for Tefl teaching has been attributed to factors such as the array of historic monuments and relics, the diverse culture observable and economic hotspots, as well as the vast amount of different landscapes and cultures that one can experience in the country. As experiences don't occur in isolation, this study investigated the influence of two variables, namely cultural aspects and lifestyle, on the overall experience of Tefl teachers in China. Cultural aspects encompass the lifestyle as well as the beliefs, values, and morals of a group of people that the teacher can expect to have. Furthermore, an individual must caution against culture shock, which can lead to negative feelings such as fear, frustration, and depression when the culture of the host nation differs from one's own. To prevent this, it is advisable that expatriates that relocate to China take part in Chinese traditions and embrace all aspects that the new culture offers. It is further recommended that if an expatriate wishes to have a smooth transition into a new country, they should take note of the body language specific to a country, as every culture has its own interpretation of body language, such as proximity, facial expressions and eye contact, hand gestures, arm and feet position, and mirroring. Traditions and celebrations in which an individual takes part constitute an aspect of an individual's lifestyle, and from the literature on the variable cultural aspects, the following hypothesis was constructed. There is a significant relationship between cultural aspects and the overall experience of foreign Tefl teachers who are teaching in China. A lifestyle is defined as a way of life that an individual or community are synonymous with. Aspects constituting a lifestyle include eating habits, resting habits, physical activity, health and social interaction, and it has been determined that a positive lifestyle will result in happiness for an individual. With specific reference to the study, lifestyle refers to the specific way of living that Tefl teachers are known to have, and from the literature on the variable lifestyle, the following hypothesis was constructed. There is a significant relationship between lifestyle and the overall experience of foreign Tefl teachers who are teaching in China. As seen in the diagram, this study made use of a positivistic research paradigm and a descriptive research design. The sampling procedure utilized was non-probability sampling, and the specific technique used was convenience sampling. The sample used to collect the primary data for the study constituted 379 Tefl teachers who were teaching in China at the time of the study, which equated to a response rate of 80.2%. With reference to the demographic details of the respondents, 31% originated from African countries, while 26% originated from American countries and 14% from European countries. It was further established that the majority of respondents work and reside in Beijing, followed by Shanghai, and 19% of respondents indicated that they worked remotely or online. Finally, 35% of the respondents indicated that they had 1 year or less experience as a Tefl teacher, and that they had a bachelor's degree or higher, and that they had a 120-hour Tefl certificate or some variation thereof. From the primary data collected, it was apparent that on average, respondents felt that factors constituting culture and lifestyle had a positive influence on their overall experience of Tefl teaching in China. Furthermore, as seen in the graph, it was found that the majority of respondents felt that taking part in Chinese traditions, embracing foreign cultures, and the type of food available had the largest positive influence on their overall experience of teaching Tefl in China. It can therefore be deduced that Tefl teachers who are working in China want to learn about and experience a new or different culture. Inferential statistics were used to test the hypothesis of this study. For the purpose of this study, Spearman's correlation was utilized to test the correlation between both cultural aspects and lifestyle and the overall experience of Tefl teaching in China. From the table, it can be seen that a strong correlation of 0.55 exists between cultural aspects and the overall experience of Tefl teaching, supporting the first hypothesis of the study. Additionally, it can be seen that a strong correlation of 0.50 exists between lifestyle and the overall experience of Tefl teaching, supporting the second hypothesis of the study. In order to determine statistically significant differences between groups of respondents, ANOVAs were calculated. Specifically, to determine the significant differences between country of origin, level of education, and whether or not the Tefl teacher held a 120-hour Tefl certificate. Where significant differences were identified, Tukey post hoc tests were calculated. As determined by one-way ANOVA, there was a statistically significant difference between group means for lifestyle, where P was equal to 0.01, and cultural aspects, where P was equal to 0.05 between country of origin. However, no statistically significant differences were presented in the Tukey test conducted. With regards to the level of education of the respondents, there were statistically significant differences between group means for lifestyle, where P was equal to 0.00. A further statistically significant difference was found between group means for cultural aspects, where P was equal to 0.04 between the respondents who had a Tefl certificate and those who did not. It was established that the statistically significant differences that existed were between respondents with higher levels of education and those with lower levels of education, as well as between respondents who had a TEFL certificate and those who did not. Depending on the qualification of the respondents, they would have been able to find work in different locations, and the culture and lifestyle of the community will differ based on where they work and live. For the purpose of this study, a primary factor ordinal logistic regression was run to determine the effect of several positive and negative affectivity factors on the overall experience of TEFL teaching in China. The final model was found to statistically significantly predict the dependent variable above the intercept-only model, as shown in the table provided. From the table, it can be concluded that an increase in lifestyle factor score was associated with an increase in the odds of the respondents' overall experience being high or positive. This means that the respondents with higher lifestyle factor scores were 2.88 times more likely to have a higher or more positive overall experience. From the above literature on cultural aspects and lifestyle, as well as from the findings of this study, recommendations have been made to both institutions who hire TEFL teachers as well as aspiring TEFL teachers. The institution should consciously stay in frequent contact with their expatriate employees to ensure they are living a positive lifestyle. Through doing this, issues can be identified before they become too large to resolve. Prior to departure, the TEFL teacher should spend time researching the lifestyle that they can expect in China. Additionally, they should try to learn the basics about the main Chinese holidays and traditions. Finally, while learning some basics of the language was seen as important, the TEFL teacher should also research what the social norms of behavior are in their destination location. Thank you for your time. Does anyone have any questions?